Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. We begin with tea with Ingrid. Post time skip Ingrid at that.
Thank you for inviting me. What a nice aroma. I really enjoy this tea.
It's unclear how she's actually at the monastery at this point, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
Thank you.
Or maybe we won't.
How relaxing. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Screw the future.
Are you sure?
Oh!
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thank you for the treat. I had such a great time.
I'm skeptical that you did. You have allies who can take master exams. Wahoo! Alright, well that seems like a reasonable place to start. Lysithea. Leone. So Claude is not in his unique class? He just like... Wait, What am I trying to do here? Oh, he is in his unique class. Charm, Bowfair, and Canto. But it only has 7 move. Why? Yeah. This does have 8 move, right? Wyvern Lord? Ugh. But it doesn't have Bowfair. And is there any way for him to get plus bow range in his unique class? I guess it doesn't matter for now. Alright, so... Byleth could change to Immortal Savant. We don't care about that. Lysithea is ready to be a Grimoire, which gives her... it does take away her... Oh, I was gonna say it takes away Tome Fair, but she didn't have Tome Fair. Yeah, and actually... So, Grimoire has 36 magic, Dark Knight has 33, so she actually doesn't lose that much firepower, because it's +5, but then -3. So she only loses 2 in exchange for getting double white magic uses. Yeah, that seems worth. What else does Bishop have? White magic heal +10, I don't care about that. Yep. Okay, I mean, this was always what I was planning to do, but I was just curious. I guess I was reading something recently about other class options for mages that would allow them to take advantage of having Tome Fairs, but in Lysithea's case, I just don't think it makes sense. She actually loses resistance. Doesn't really matter, though.
Perfect comprehension.
Yay. Defense. So I assume it is... Yeah, it's Mage that she gets her custom outfit in. Oh wait, no, that's an intermediate. She also get it in Warlock? Yeah. Huh. Okay. What about in the Beginner tier. I guess there's not a monk. Nope. What is the logic? Alright, Leonie. She doesn't get hers as a sniper, does she? No. No. And unfortunately, I doubt she gets it as a bow knight either. Yeah, I really wish they would like do that, but okay, so Paladin has lance fair, bow knight has bow fair, and bow range +2, so we definitely want that. Paladin, she does lose what, 1 strength, 1 defense, and 1 resistance, looked like? Resistance? She also... well, no, also nothing. That's... oh, she loses terrain resistance. Yeah, I don't care about that. Alright, Leonie, here we go. Bow Knight away.
All that hard work's paid off.
And that would appear to be the end of our certifications. So as you might expect, we now have a bunch of supports unlocked. Not actually as many as I had thought, to be honest. I mean, there's still a lot, for sure, but... maybe... I was wondering whether I should, like, spread them out, like, across multiple episodes, or just do them all at once, depending on whether I want to start the exploration phase this episode. I think I'm just gonna play it by ear, so I'll just start and see how it goes.
Well met, Professor. I trust that you have not had any complaints about me lately.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it's been 5 years, Lorenz. No.
Good. For any trouble I may have caused, please accept my most humble apology. I've decided that it would be inappropriate for me to continue my search for a spouse while we are at war. I expect that means you will not be receiving any more complaints. I hope that puts you more at ease. Actually, the introspection I've gained setting aside my search has motivated me to amend my conduct. Not the phrasing I'd choose, but you're not wrong. Selfishly pursuing my own desires caused me to behave inconsiderately. For instance, it was arrogant and rude to invite ladies to dine with me purely to evaluate them. Our experiences in battle have also given me cause to doubt certain preconceptions I once held. Previously, I had considered it a requirement for my future spouse to come from a noble line. I once thought that commoners lacked the power to influence the wider world, as history might suggest. To find a commoner who made a real impact, one has to look all the way back to Nemesis. That was my belief, at any rate. But I realized that I've actually had an influential commoner right in front of me all along.
Oh.
Don't you see? I'm referring to you. You may wield the power of a crest, but you are so much more than just that. You have managed to charm everyone around you, to compel them to trust and follow you.
That's because of all those tea parties. It drives my charm stat through the roof.
It is altering the course of history in Fodlan. Your example puts my prior beliefs to shame.
What?
I appreciate the kind words. I have always sought to embody the ideal of nobility. That, at least, is a goal I continue to stand by. But now I know that bloodline alone is not sufficient to gauge a person's worth.
My God, Lorenz, you've changed.
You are humble and open-minded, despite your power and skill. That is why I, at least, find you so charismatic. Perhaps that is the wrong way to say it. What I mean is that you set an admirable example. I can only hope someday to be your equal. Of course, you had better keep an eye on me, because I can achieve anything I set out to do. for I am none other than the handsome and talented Lawrence Hellman Gloucester.
Okay, then. That rose on his... He's no longer got, like, a real rose. He has, like, an emblem of a rose. It's goofy. Alright, I think we can also talk to... So some of these we have to do in the monastery, presumably. We can talk to Mercedes.
Do you have a moment, Professor? I need to speak with you. Thank you so much. This is what I wanted to address. This letter from my adoptive father just arrived.
Yeah, wait, what?
Oh, have I not mentioned him?
No.
He's the reason I first came to the Officers' Academy. He's also the one who dragged me from the church where I was living, just so he could use my crest. My crest does not yet belong to a house, so he plans to use it as leverage to marry into the nobility. He's a very greedy man who was a roving merchant before adopting me, but now he's in the capital. This letter says that he's finally arranged to marry me off to a wealthy noble. I know he's just thinking of himself, but can't he see that this isn't a priority when we're at war? I don't know what to do about this proposal. I can't see any way around it, so I fear that I must.
What are you talking about?
I just don't want to let go of the life that I've made for myself. I know it's not what my heart wants, but I don't have the strength to say no. I believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to work in service of the church. Well, I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be the church, but I want to help those in need. If I were to marry a noble, I think it would be difficult to realize that dream. It's just, I've always allowed myself to follow the whims of those above me. I convinced myself that everything in life was at the will of the goddess. I was blind to reality. I believed it was her will to both pull me from the church and guide me to the Officers' Academy. The decision to enter this war was the first time I acted of my own free will. My adoptive father opposed
That's a bold
this
claim.
decision, but I somehow managed to convince him. Still, I couldn't free myself of him completely. This letter is proof of that. It's not that I'm scared of him, but there is something that worries me. I knew you'd understand, Professor. I've sat down to write a reply several times, but I can't muster up the courage or the words. I was hoping you could provide me with the encouragement I need. That's a very good point. We're only given one life, so we must do all we can to pursue our happiness.
There you go.
Okay. I think that may have been just the push I was looking for. I'll tell him the truth. That I found a life worth pursuing, and I must decline the proposal. Maybe I should tell him I've fallen for someone else. Why, it's you, Professor. Isn't that obvious?
Ugh. Huh.
I'm just teasing.
There you
I'm
are.
off to write this letter and
If we
stand
did
my
S
ground.
support, you wouldn't be.
Thank you for your encouragement.
Alright. Byleth's only got monastery supports left. It is. Oh, well, okay, only a couple there, but yeah, each one of them, I forgot about the fact that this isn't like, 4 supports, this is like many-to-many relationship. Okay, let's do Ingrid Claude, sure.
Claude,
What's on your mind, Ingrid? Actually, if it's something troublesome, can it wait a bit? I am positively exhausted today, so I was gonna turn in early. Don't you try to stop me, you hear?
The sun just barely dipped below the horizon, yet you're already preparing for bed?
Rising with the dawn and setting with the sun. Isn't that how a life is meant to be lived?
Nope.
I'm almost certain you have never been awake at sunrise, Claude.
And how would you know that? You haven't been peeking into my room every morning, right? I'll have you know I like to rise early for my daily meditation.
Uh-huh, sure. And I've decided to quit my pursuit of knighthood. At least try to make your excuses more believable. And that yawn just now. You didn't even bother covering your gaping mouth. One would never know you're of noble birth with how you conduct yourself.
You need to relax, Ingrid. Deep breaths, okay? A yawn can't hurt, I swear it. Freely, you'd better get a hold on that attitude of yours. Otherwise, that pretty face is gonna get all twisted up with angry lines. Guys don't like gals who are always griping at them. Try a smile every now and then. Here, let's practice. On 3.
No, Claude. No, no, no.
3.
You're actually telling me to smile more, aren't you? How common? Since you're so insistent upon telling me what my face should be doing, perhaps my face should structure your face with a more permanent smile.
Damn.
All jokes aside, are you not a leader? As a leader, you should set a shining example. A position such as yours comes with responsibilities. See that you consider them more carefully in the future.
Yeesh.
Typo.
And just how long do you plan on lounging about yawning like a slob? At least lounge in your own quarters.
Okay.
Honestly, some people...
Wow, somebody needs to teach that girl to lighten up.
Claude has more supports about him being sleepy than Linhart does, I swear. It's ridiculous. Alright, we'll do Shamir Raphael. With this.
My breath.
Careful. You're going to make yourself pass out.
Shamir? I'm so sorry.
Are you trying to breathe like I showed you? Not even close.
That, in-out-out technique sounds so easy, but it's not easy at all.
It's only easy for me because I put in the time to practice. You need to practice if you want it to work.
Oh yeah? Really? So I should be able to do it if I just practice.
Yes.
I see. You had no presence. Again.
Yes. Sometimes my presence fades without even trying. It can be a nuisance.
One of these days, I'm gonna do it, just like you.
Seems unlikely, but keep practicing.
It does seem unlikely.
Yeah. Got it. Thanks.
Stop doing it while you're talking. It's disturbing.
I agree. We got a south support? Alright, yeah, let's do that one.
Oh, hello, Sedith.
Hello, Leone. I imagine you are here to fish?
Yeah, this is a great spot for it. You must be a pretty experienced fisherman, huh?
You don't know the half of
Actually,
it.
while I have enjoyed the hobby for a long while, I must admit I am less than proficient.
How is that
Now
even
that you
possible?
mention it, I can see you're not having much luck today.
It is likely because I am not using any bait.
Well, that explains it. But why bother fishing at all if you're not even trying to catch something?
Truthfully, I fish only so that I might relax. It is soothing to me to cast the line and watch the water ripple. My days are busy, even hectic. It helps to find peace and quiet every so often.
Oh, that makes sense. Still, if you're going to go to all the trouble, you may as well actually bait the line.
Maybe so. But, to my chagrin, I do not even know what type of bait to use. I learned to fish by accompanying my wife. She was always the one to bait the hooks. She would hand me the rod and I would cast my line. I never paid attention to how the rest was done.
Ah. And your wife, where is she now?
Dead.
She passed away quite some time ago. Since then, I have only to fish on my own. Even so, I find peace out here. Bait or no bait. What about you? Why do you fish?
Me? Just for the fish, actually. For me, it's purely practical. Catch a bite now, one less meal to worry about later. Hunting, fishing, whatever it takes to get by. That's how I've always done it. I'm not exactly starving right now, but back then, if I couldn't catch something, I'd go hungry. So getting the hang of it was pretty vital.
I would certainly say so. I imagine it is intensely satisfying to catch a fish when the need is so great.
Probably, yeah. The need makes it more purposeful. But hey, if you ever want to try fishing for real, I'd be happy to share my bait with you.
Fishing for real?
I'll cook it up for you. How's that for motivation?
Oh, are you a skilled chef also?
Can't promise it'll be fancy, but it'll taste good.
He doesn't like to cook.
Wouldn't you know it, I am suddenly overcome with the urge to excel.
Great! Let's get started.
Alright, so we did all of the non-inter Golden Deer supports. Now we've got, let's see, Claude's got 4, Lorenz has 4, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 9 more supports. I mean, the average length of these is a couple minutes, so that's about an episode's worth of supports. It's probably too late to get started with exploration at this point, so I think I'm just gonna do a couple more and then stop, do the rest of them next episode. I should probably split this up so that I don't do like the same character over and over, even though that's what I normally do, because it's just easier to go through the list that way. I don't know, let's do Claude Lorenz.
The earth nurtures the trees, and the trees bear fruit. It's the earth itself that gives us all life. O Fodlan, land of plenty, bless us with the gift of delicious food.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's just you, Lawrence.
I was disturbed by your ridiculous blather. Must you recite it quite so loudly? And can you even call that nonsense poetry when it is utterly ignorant of rhyme and meter?
It's not poetry, dude.
Ouch. You don't hold back, do you? I didn't know you were so particular about poetry. Ha! Maybe you have a secret poetry collection of your own hidden somewhere.
Nailed it.
It's absurd. Where did you hear that? And just what was that poem about? It seemed to me that you were praising the land. But is it not the goddess who nurtures the land? Should your praise not go to her instead?
Of course you zero in on that detail. You really are a Fodlan noble through and through.
Certainly. Aren't you?
No.
I'm not quite the same, no. Though noble blood flows within me, it can't change who I am at heart.
Pardon? I think you had best clarify.
Listen, Lawrence, you had ambitions of becoming the Alliance's ruler, didn't you? Would you like to try that for real? If you really want it, I wouldn't mind giving up my position.
What's this all of a sudden? That is not an offer to be made in jest.
I'm not joking around. I've been thinking it for a while now. I originally thought you were like a fox drawn in by the deer of the Alliance. But I was wrong. You're no thoughtless predator. You're trying to properly train the deer around you. Isn't that right?
That is my intention. But the ambition is insufficient. To rule well, a certain temperament is required. When we first met, I mistrusted you a great deal, and on my father's advice, I observed you closely. That is why I can say this for certain. You possess the qualities necessary to govern.
A compliment? From you? That's about as rare as a deer standing on its hind legs and doing a jig.
Merely a statement of fact. One that is quite relevant to the future of the Alliance.
The future of the Alliance, huh? You really are devoted to your cause.
Depending on your actions, I may yet see fit to seize your position for myself. Bear that in mind.
I welcome the idea. It means I can feel safe vanishing whenever I see fit.
Vanishing? Do not tell me you intend to die in this conflict. You cannot shape the future if you do not live to see it.
Ha! First you compliment me, and now you're worrying about me? What have you done with the real Lawrence? No, I'm not going to die. I'm tougher than I look. Besides, this war isn't just for the Alliance anymore. It's going to decide the fate of all Fodlan. It would be cruel to leave you with the burden of uniting all of Fodlan by yourself, don't you think?
Burden? Please. If there were none other suitable, I would gladly become a king. Or even an emperor.
Well, well. I guess I shouldn't take Lawrence of the famous House Gloucester so lightly. Really, though. Don't you go dying on me either, Lawrence. We're going to need men like you in the age to come.
I don't know about that.
Claude. A world without you would be ever so dull.
That's true. Yeah, Lawrence did not display the level of persistence needed to get Claude to reveal his secrets. Ignatz and Lysithea, I think I've seen this one before, if so, I'll skip it.
Hey.
Oh, Lysithea. Something I can do for you?
Can you help me out with my shopping?
Yes, of course. You need me to carry stuff?
Actually, can you pick up some tea for me? I'd do it, but I'm drowning in work.
You're so busy you can't go shopping. Okay. Do you have a favorite kind of tea?
I'm not too picky. I just like having it around, really. Whatever's cheapest works for me. Here's some money.
One question. Why me? You don't really need my help for this.
I just thought I could lean on you a bit. You know, rather than trying to do everything on my own.
Right, I see. Well, good. I'm glad you decided to approach me. But for this particular task, you might be better off doing it yourself.
Figures.
Oh?
There are so many different kinds of tea, and I'm not very discerning. Well, what if I get you one you don't like? When I do my own shopping, I pick a tea at random. Otherwise, I'd be paralyzed by all the choices.
Wait, but
It's the same with food. Sometimes I stare.
Lorenz complimented him for his insight into tea. Or no, that was for the tea
You look
kettle.
like you were doing just fine when you went to get groceries the other day.
I really had to push myself to do that alone. I don't think I can do that again.
The other
Sorry.
day 5 years ago.
Huh. So, you've stopped trying to do things on your own, then?
Yeah. Still, though. For today, how about you have some of my tea? If that'll do.
Sounds nice, sure. Do you mind brewing mine while you're at it?
Okay. Though I can't do it as skillfully as Lawrence, I'm afraid. I'll get it ready right away. Feel free to start focusing on your work. What?
I mean, you seem plenty reliable to me.
I do. Really? How so?
You're fun, you're easy to be around, and you rarely complain when you help others.
Well, I'm just pouring you some tea. I'm not sure that qualifies as help.
It's not easy for me to rely on people, but with you, it's different.
Well, there aren't many things I can do, frankly. What I can do, I will do. So if you need anything, ask me, and I'll try to help.
You really are unreliable, as it turns out. Guess I'll just have to take your word for it.
Alright, that was weird. And no, I had not seen that before. Okay. I think I'm probably should stop here. And we'll pick this up next time, but I'll probably do exploration, or at least start the exploration before I continue with that. Of course, we've also got, once we do that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Violet supports. Although some of them I've seen before, undoubtedly, so that'll help. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more of this, but maybe also some not this. Until then.